Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in. It is Monday night, my friends, and we're getting started with some more demos. It's going to be all mostly demos this week, as we do, and trying to see what we can get into here with some stuff and what's going on. Anyway, one second here while I change some things around. Oh, cool beans. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy and happy and all those things. Kicking butt, taking names, getting things done, and enjoying the ride. So, been watch anything on this channel for any length of time, you know that I am a Star Trek nerd and fan, and there was no way in hell I was going to pass up a new Star Trek game demo. You know, it's a rough time for Star Trek fans. I mean, with gaming, there's good and there's bad. And very long periods of time between. The last Star Trek game of any real value was Star Trek Resurgence, which came out, I think, last year or the year before. And that was decent enough. I enjoyed it. It was a good story and everything. I liked it. It was kind of a Telltale-like game. Then we kind of out of nowhere got sort of a trailer for Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, and not really sure what kind of game it is. It says it's a strategy game, and don't know much more beyond that. So we'll be kind of looking at this for pretty much the very first time here. All I've done is launch it and get the options set. So without further ado, I guess we'll jump in and see what's going on here, or at least see where the audio and stuff is. Okay, I think I'll bring the game audio up here. All right, very good. So, I mean, I want to try to get through as many... Well, I like to get through as many demos as I can. I'm not going to time the demos, though. I'm just going to kind of play enough to sort of understand what's going on, I think, for the most part. But anyway, let's get started right away here. This, my friends, is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. It is by Game Excite and published by Daedalic Entertainment. Daedalic is sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's kind of, you kind of have to sort of really do your investigation there. And it's there's no release date yet on this. It's to be determined. But right now it is a demo, free demo out on Steam during the Steam Next Fest. You can go take a look at it for yourself. I am going to jump in to a brand new game, and let's make sure I remember to go full screen here. There we go. Stardate 48315.6, Captain Catherine Janeway, commanding a new ship. Today we embark on a mission to locate a Maquis vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. Starfleet intelligence believes these terrorists have acquired a dangerous new technology. My chief of security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard the ship. I haven't received communication from him in over a week. So we're starting with the very first episode then. The Badlands are treacherous. I can only hope he's safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a crew to assemble. Speaking of which, our final two crew members have just arrived. Ensign Harry Kim and Tom Paris. Seems I have a few introductions to make. Oh, there's no voiceovers. Okay. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Anson Kim, you're fresh from the academy. Ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations, and I hope that I'll be able to put in all kinds of years of experience on this ship and get promoted and all that stuff, right? Anson Kim, I don't get your hopes up. I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Maquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in this sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. The Maquis, wow! I've heard a lot of stories about them. I might have to go potty because it's very scary. Relax. I was with the Maquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Where's her first officer? Oh, was her first? No, there was a chick flying, right? Her first officer. Interesting. All right, they left him off, I guess, for some reason. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Into the Badlands. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms could cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. By the way, I've turned the music and the sound down quite a bit because YouTube, basically. I think I streamed Voyager Elite Force, and even though the opening sequence of that game is a completely different music and fairly different visuals, it still got claimed. It boggled the hell out of my mind. Not only did it get claimed, it got restricted from viewing on pretty much worldwide. Oh, who knows what's going to happen with this? Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? Yeah, it wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, most remote planets, and Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent tetragon beam scanning us and a displacement wave heading towards us. Oh my. Incoming. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. That is not the red alert klaxon, but okay. Red alert, helm, evasive maneuvers. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. And to Delta Quadrant with you. Aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? I love how the bridge is completely wrecked, and Janeway's just like, I guess I gotta uncross my legs. Damage reports. Major hull and deck damage. The transporter's offline, and we're receiving casualty reports, and I really gotta go. Bridge to sick bay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to gray mode. We're on reserves, barely. Apparently, whatever. I'm just cracking myself up now at this point. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. I can't even make some coffee. No coffee. No, not the coffee. Janeway and engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. We're getting a tutorial of the tutorial. Okay. Welcome to tutorial. Click on the question mark icon on the left of the screen to revisit a tutorial screen. Some additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list. Check out the new tutorial screens now. Okay. Stellar cartography, transporter room. What the hell is this? Oh, we're seeing a cutaway of Voyager? Well, this is going to be interesting, I guess. What's the question mark? It's just, oh, what is it saying here? Activate room. Activate the stellar cartography in the lower left part of the ship. To activate it, open its menu by selecting room and selecting the power supply. The lower left portion of the ship. Maybe my eyes are going bad, but this looks like the middle of the ship. You know, and also, is anyone going to tell them that they technically didn't have stellar cartography until 7 of 9 built it? I mean, I guess they never... Did they establish that they didn't have any stellar cartography, or that just 7 of 9 just improved the stellar cartography? I guess maybe she just improved it. Maybe it was there, but I thought maybe she had built it at some point. But anyway, stellar cartography level 1. Upgrade allows to scan point of interest in nearby systems. Resource stuff. Okay, switch on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but what Harry's tried to stammer is we're not in Badlands anymore. Oh, the caretaker array. Sure. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us deuterium source. Tutorial scan. Scan points of interest marked with white question marks to reveal resources. Okay. 2 cycles away, debris field. Let's right click. Now we can get deuterium. System map navigation. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. Okay. I guess they didn't want to deal with normal time. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colors of the chance bar represent the possible outcomes. Excellent dark green and good light green outcomes, more rewards. Average yellow can include minor setbacks. Bad orange and terrible red outcomes provide low rewards. And medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay. Basic resources. Keep track of your resources in the main HUD. Deuterium is your fuel that powers the warp drive. Duranium and tritanium, essential for construction and repair. Crew is needed to operate key systems and rooms. Okay. Excuse me. So what we got? We got energy. Warp core in gray mode. Bioneuro gel pack. Lithium. Alright. 2 cycles away. So how many? So we got past cycles over here. Teams. Huh. You detect a small debris field scattered across a wide area. Debris appears to be the remains of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in there. Using accessible resources. Use a track to try to clump up the debris for easier collection. Less useful parts than we hope scattered in the debris. Okay. Average. Sure. Captain, we can now deactivate gray mode. Ready to increase warp core output. I don't know if I want the ensign working on the warp core, but okay. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. Okay. Okay, so tier 1. Energy levels are returned to normal, Captain. Good. Now, what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a marquee vessel next to it. Oh, scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Let's scan the array. What about the array? Several life forms on board, Captain. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure, Captain. The signals are weak. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Powers, get us to a duranium deposit. We'll need to repair a transporter room. A duranium deposit? Okay. Oh, duranium instead of deuterium. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Well, there's Neelix, Talaxian freighter. There's a shipwreck there. Class O planet, Class J, Class Y. Have deuterium there. I need duranium. There we go. Class O planets. How about this one? Let's do deuterium. Okay. Set a course here. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. Have a torpedo bay. Okay. Leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. I found a moderate amount of resources, Captain. Okay. We now have all the duranium we need. Engineering standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Repair. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris set a course for the array. It's time we got some answers. It's time for our crew to get abducted. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Away mission, I should say. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with matching skills for your away team. Well, we already said who was going to be on here, right? Harry's quick-witted. Okay. And Paris is just pilot. That's it. Just pilot. Away mission. Decide on an approach and select a hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. This place, it's eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? 29, 25. I guess scan for any life signs or strange energy signatures. Oh, I have to click on this. Oh. You have to hold it down. That's weird. Okay. Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse strumming a banjo. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Demand to know what's going on. Argue with the fact that this can't be a farm on Earth. Trying to read his body language. Demand to know what's going on. Alright, Harry and Tom's demands have little effect on the old man, who seems rather confused by their presence, muttering about how things are not supposed to happen this way. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. Okay. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal to or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success. Okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. Trying to find a way to break the illusion of the wall. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air. But before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with golden outline. These people must be the missing Maquis. They're being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. Wake up the tattooed man. Wake up the half Klingon woman. I'm thinking waking up Chakotay would be the better choice given how B'Elanna tends to behave. So Tom rushes towards a tattooed man, hoping to shake him awake. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Tom can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Okay. A sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Tom Paris unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Captain. What happened over there, Mr. Paris? We lost contact with you for several hours. What? But we were there for only an hour. Right, Harry? Harry? He was just beside me. And he's still on the array. But why were you released and not... The Maquis are hailing us, Captain. Putting them on screen. I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. My chief engineer, B'Elanna Torres, is missing. Is she with you? No, Commander. One of our own is also missing. It seems we share a problem, and it would make sense if we solved it together. 3 of us will beam over to your ship. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Chakotay and the Maquis crew on the bridge is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Oh, Tuvok is already in his uniform. That didn't take long. Captain, this is Seska, one of my engineers, and Tuvok, my... Oh, I know who he is. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. As am I, Captain. Commander Chakotay, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate your crew. Daddy-o. We're going to deliver us into their waiting hands, Vulcan. Yeah, dude. However, I assure you I perform my duties aboard your ship to the highest of standards. Charming. And I see you have Paris with you, too. Are you forming a Maquis Traders Club, Captain? You win some, you lose some, Commander. Let's focus on bringing Torres and Kim back from the array. We can't get back inside. They've sealed the entrances and are blocking incoming hails. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and engineering mojo to mobilize some additional workforces. We should prioritize the life support, secure some decks, and restore deck 5 functionality to gain access to engineering stuff. Life support. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit of the corresponding deck. Each life support unit consumes energy, so plan accordingly. Is this the game? Because... yeah. If this is the game, this is terrible. Like, genuinely terrible. Like, I I, I mean, I like base building, base management games and stuff, but this is the most boring shit I've ever had the misfortune of working with. Like, it's going like they're going through the entire first episode right now. The second one will be when they find Balana and Kim again. Um, but it's the most rote stuff you could possibly do. Like, this is so mind-numbingly boring right now. Like, there's nothing. It's like you're. I mean, I get that they're trying to establish the the story and stuff for people who don't know Star Trek Voyager, which I'm pretty sure no one who doesn't know Star Trek Voyager will be actually playing this game. So I don't know why they felt the need to do that. Um, like, I mean, you could really speed through some of this stuff a lot faster than what they're doing, and like get to something freaking interesting for a change. Or, I mean, let's be honest, they could have just done an alternate story altogether, right? Like, they don't have to follow the canon. Like, none of the other, like, most of the other Star Trek games don't really follow the canon. So, like, what would have been the harm to just be like, let's just do our own thing here? Why are we following the same crap over and over and over again? To fix it before we can use it. So is this just the life support control area? Okay, so these are just the life support controls. Engineering office. I'm not sure why the engineering office would be on deck 5. Next to a holodeck. You would think the engineering office would be next to engineering. But okay. Repair. 2 cycles to repair that. Scan all plans the system, gather more deuterium and duranium. I mean, sure. Okay, this is kind of terrible. Can I? Wow. Okay, this is a. I just want to move the. Oh, here we go. WASD to move the map around. I kind of want to leave Neelix behind. I have a feeling they're going to force me to go talk to Neelix at some point, but deuterium, and duranium. Let's get some deuterium, I guess. Receiving hail from unidentified vessel requesting assistance. Key to safe distance and transmit navigation data. BML supplier resources. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. Got deuterium there as well. Alright, life support active. 1 work team. Okay. Engineering office, fully operational again. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Building and repairing rooms, even clearing rubble, occupies work teams to be able to clear out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams. Yeah, okay. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure a crew's food supply, maintain their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. Morale. The morale bar shows your current morale. The change to morale per cycle and icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab and switch to morale to get detailed info about your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management, food, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Okay. So that's the morale. So tab. Sure. So we have 33 cycles. Okay, so that's telling me I have 33 cycles before we run out of power. So this is basically... This is almost like those I'm trying to think of the name of the game, but it was like there was an airplane game where you would launch your bomber and you had to manage the crew inside the bomber, and then also like when you're being attacked and all that stuff, like a time management sort of game. And then they had another one that was like space, I think it was Bomber Crew, I think was the name of the game. And then they had another one that was called Space Crew that was a similar thing but in space. This is reminding me a lot of that, but at least that had some action and some interesting stuff going on. This is just this is like this feels like spreadsheets in space. Sustain extensive damage. Yeah, go figure. Things are damaged. Who would have thought? 3 cycles. Room, residential sections. Ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you'll first have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time to pass time travel on the map. So you collect more resources. Identified vessel requesting assistance. Send an engineering team to perform repairs. Oh, I've got full storage. Okay. Well, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that there was a max capacity. There apparently is. What do we got here? Deuterium. 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 Can I get some duranium somewhere? Is that just not going to be a thing? Duranium. I don't know. I can't just go to random stuff either. Alright, well, if I go back here, can I get some more stuff? Mess hall, Westport. Soul repairs are completed. Switch to replicator rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. Replicator food. With every cycle, your crew consumes rations. You can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. Crew is used to consume premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale, but it consumed deuterium. Yeah. Okay. So now we're down to 26 cycles. Oh. Alright, ruined room is done. Rebuild some crew quarters. My back's killing me from sleeping in the corridor. Do wonders for morale. Yeah. Select the empty building space to bring up the construction menu. You have enough work teams and resources. You can build a room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. Officers' quarters. Standard crew quarters I can't do yet. Alright. Crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate. So keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary combination or morale may draw faster than you like. Each room requires personnel to operate. Hopefully not the quarters, because it's just to sleep there. So where's my crew at again? Over here. Caretaker. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain, the old guy with the banjo. Though he seems a lot less jellyfishy back in the array. Captain Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager, we mean no harm, we just want our people back. Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Appeal to his humanity. Try to intimidate him. Give them back. Let Chakotay talk. Scan the array. Oh, I know that they're not on the array because I know the TV show. So, 30% plus 30%? Is that what it's telling me? I guess. I mean, this is Captain Janeway, so of course she's going to try to intimidate him. We won't leave without them. Return our crew or face the consequences. Your determination is admirable, but I have no time for this. There is enough time. Time for what? The continuation of my work. I still have much to do. What do our people have to do with this? I don't understand. What do Harry and Torres have to do with it? Your people may serve a greater purpose, one that could secure my life's work. No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. Damn it, we haven't gotten any closer to Harry and Torres. Managed to get them to open up a bit. Maybe Starfleet diplomacy isn't so bad after all. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the fifth planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our crew's location. Investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Commander? Now it seems our paths are intertwined, Captain. Let's use this opportunity to find our people and bring them back. Agreed. Mr. Paris, I want you at the helm for this one. Let's find our people. Set a course for the 5th planet in a neighboring system. Maximum warp. Sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system or you can scan the system first and select a specific... I'm guessing that's point of interest, not POL. To visit. Let's do this. We'll salvage a few resources. Okay. Sector. Okay, there's the Ocampa. Emergency quarters were built. All right. Okay. So now what? Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Continue. Whatever. Don't get too carried away. Let's see what we have here. A new lead. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. And Harry, Kim, and Polana perhaps being held in this place? What's so special about this ugly old space rock? Check the energy impulses. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are constantly targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. And might I say, I believe you're going to want me to comb the desert so that I may say my very famous line. There's something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we'd better hurry. Prepare an away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Oh, crap. Here comes Neelix. God damn it. Captain, small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. Peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Greetings! Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess. You are whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Well, maybe 50 times. But the caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But, Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You should use a guide. Or you could use a guide. But, of course, a guide needs, a little, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I had it rough recently. These pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Okay. And then yeah. We could skip a cycle if we wanted to. Battery compartment. So what does the battery compartment do for me? Consumption's 40. I guess increases energy storage capacity from current battery capacity to new battery capacity. Great. Good to know they've got all of their ducks in a row there. What does this need? It needs 4. What is that? Tritanium. Huh. Okay. Oh, the holodeck's damaged. We can't let that happen. We can't let that be damaged for too long. There's the Aero Shuttle Bay, which should be the captain's yacht. Warp core. Here's the regular shuttle bay. Yeah, okay. Science laboratory. We can repair that, which would be useful, I suspect. Phasers would be nice to have too. There we go. What we got down here? Torpedoes. Torpedoes would be a good thing. Got a workshop there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. This is actually not, it's not a terrible concept. It's just a terrible execution of the concept, right? Like I said, for some reason, they're rehashing stuff that we've already seen. Because the people who are going to play this game are people who are already familiar with Star Trek. Like, you're not going to get somebody playing this who's never heard of Star Trek before, right? So, why are you boring us with stuff we already know? Like, this concept would work really well if it was just a brand new story. It doesn't have to be like they brought Voyager on for some reason. Like, it doesn't even have to be a Voyager. It could just be any starship that's just caught in some kind of weird pocket of space or something, you know, and have all new stories, all new adventures, and still you could still have much the same concepts. Oh, you know, they took a whole lot of damage and you have to repair things and you have to manage all these numbers and all this stuff. Like everything here actually works pretty well if you take Voyager out of the picture entirely, right? Hell, you could even have an Intrepid class ship, right? You could even have an Intrepid class ship like Voyager. It just give it brand new characters, give it a brand new story. Like this is just, it's not interesting, right? I mean, that's my problem right now is like, all these mechanics and stuff, I can get on board with. But a game like this needs a compelling story to pull it through, right? Because it's leaning heavily on the story. And right now, all you're doing is rehashing shit I already know. And yeah, I mean, oh, you could do different decisions. Like, who the hell cares? Like, it's not enough. It's not enough to make this interesting, right? Like, you could have done any number of things. Like, this feels almost like I'm playing a tabletop game, right? Which is awesome. Like there's like dice rolls and stuff. I mean, hell, you could even make the dice rolls visible and stuff, which would be even better, right? Um, Instead, it's just like it feels lifeless. It feels boring. It feels like a cash grab. It's just, it's just, it's very strange. It's like member berries in game form, and it's not even particularly interesting member berries, right? Like it's just like they found the least interesting thing they could do, and put it into a game. Um, hey Tech, welcome on in. How's it going? Just install Manjaro to try and get Unreal Engine 5 to work better with the upgraded graphics. What game is this? This is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. It's a demo that has just come out today, I believe. It's a Star Trek. I mean, it's a Star Trek game. It's a Star Trek Voyager game, and it's a strategy management game. So you have to like manage the ship and repair the ship and all kinds of stuff. And I'm a big Star Trek nerd, so this I like this stuff. But what they've done is it's new. Yes, this is very, very new. There's not even a release date yet. Um, and I'm a Star Trek nerd. I like Star Trek stuff, but like I said, all the mechanics in this I would actually be okay with. Like I like the mechanical pieces of this. I don't like that they're just rehashing the story of Star Trek Voyager. Right? It's it's not it's not interesting. Right? It simply isn't. I would rather this be some other ship with some other crew with some kind of really good story. Like a game like this needs a story to pull it through, and this is just not doing it for me. For a space game, it's not looking that good. Well, like I said, it's all yeah. I mean, it's all cutscenes, story, and basically this management interface, right? It's pretty much. I mean, these are probably 3D models, but it's basically a 2D game. Um, and it's just kind of it's very, very bland right now. Like, yeah, it's very bland, which is unfortunate. Um, and for all the tutorials that they have here, they don't really. I mean, I guess the tutorials are okay, but they're not exactly the best things I've ever seen. They're focused entirely on like here's a picture and here's the numbers, and it's like great, but I can't. That picture's so tiny I can't see anything, so I don't know that the picture's really helping me with anything right now. Um, Although, to be fair, they probably did the tutorials with a 1080p screen, and I'm doing 1440, so maybe everything's a lot smaller because of that. I don't know. Um, and you're managing your resources, you're managing the deuterium, you're managing your power, energy, you're managing your crew and stuff, and like that stuff's fine. Like managing morale, like this is fine from that perspective, but I mean, they have phasers and photon torpedoes, so I assume that there's some kind of combat at some point, but I wonder if it's going to be just like uh, multiple choice, just like the rest of the game's been so far, which is like choose one of the four options and that's it, you know? Um, because yeah, that would be kind of a letdown too. So I don't know. I don't know. We got deuterium here. Got duranium there. Duranium. Duranium. Spatial anomaly. Duranium. Deuterium. Deuterium. Am I not going to find any tritanium, I guess, right now? Okay. Let's see what's the small but stable spatial anomaly. Let's see the spatial anomaly. Scan the anomaly from a safe distance. Okay. I got 30 science, I guess? I'm not sure what that's. Science points. No production are produced. Science points are produced in the science laboratory. Occasionally, they can also be obtained in away missions or points of interest. Research technologies in the tech tree. I guess I don't have the tech tree yet. Oh, here we go. Heroes. Crew. Morale. Oh, minus 800 max morale. 40 people don't have crew quarters. Well, that makes sense, I guess. Warp cores at tier 1. Using 20 deuterium per cycle, it looks like, and then 17 cycles left. We have 0 food. It's food rations. So we have replicator rations. That's right, because we need. So I guess that's why they forced Neelix on me, because he's the one that will get us non-replicator things, I guess. Sure, because he was the one that started the hydroponics bay and stuff. Though what's interesting here is that the mess hall was not really. Well, I guess okay. So the mess hall was the mess hall in the on the ship, but I think Neelix, the room next to it, I think was the captain's dining room, private dining room, and that's the one I think that Neelix took over to actually cook, to actually prepare the food. So I'm wondering if that's the next thing that they'll want me to do once we get to that point, is like turn that into a kitchen kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I guess I'm too much of a nerd to really enjoy this game, which is a hell of a thing to say because I love Star Trek, right? And this is a game made for people who love Star Trek, but I guess I don't know. I was kind of hoping for a new, like, when you think about Star Trek Elite Force and stuff, right? Like Elite Force worked because even though it was using Voyager crew and all that stuff, it was a brand new story, right? And it was a new, and the crew that you were working with were the Hazard team, which was something that wasn't ever in the show, right? And so, like, even if they did go with Voyager here, like, I wouldn't mind if they freaking alternate universe us or something and just were like, what if stuff went down completely differently? What if Voyager ended up in a Delta Quadrant and it was for completely different reasons and for a completely different story and completely different situation, right? I would even probably be on board with that than to just rehash, like we're rehashing the first episode right now. And then once we're right on the cusp of the second episode of Voyager. It's like, this is just silly. I don't know why I would continue playing it. I mean, it's early, and yeah, I don't know. They've made some creative decisions here that I don't agree with. Let's go back to Ocampa for a second. If I complete my game thinking I'll release it cheaper at first and only be a Linux version, then up the price when I add the Windows version is big, as I hate Windows. you could probably do it. Paired some stuff. Okay. So what am I supposed to do now? Oh, rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Great. Our entire hopes and dreams are based on Neelix having a full belly. Okay. Oh, here we go. Finally wants to talk. Oh, the caretaker wants to talk to us again? Or I guess not, it's Neelix. What a delicious meal! A culinary masterpiece! I've never encountered such a tangy, but comforting, smooth, yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup? I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance now. Ah, yes, your missing crew, right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazan Ogla encampment. Kazan Ogla? One Kazan sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Ocampa had our people? Well, the Ocampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Maj Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Maj Jabin. Okay. Sure. Pair and away team. Orders, send away team. Alright, Neelix. And I guess we'll send I guess I don't need a Tuvok is considered a botanist? Okay. I guess we'll send Tuvok and Chakotay. The away team materializes in a small valley between dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly, the air is hot and dry, and the sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? Orient yourself using the cardinal points. Using his survival skills and the position of the sun, Chakotay determines the cardinal directions. He navigates the team through the rocky valley, eventually reaching a rocky ledge, getting a better view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazlan Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Half the price and say it's leaks only play upgrade. Jump in price. Yeah. Okay. Hey, TKF's old lady. Welcome on in. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Temporary shelter. Analyze the area and evaluate the best cover for the storm. I guess build a temporary shelter? Or we find the best cover, I guess. Failure. They waste too much time settling on a cover spot and a sandstorm comes upon them with full force. They stumble through a blinding storm before finally finding a secure place. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges, bruised and battered, and sets off in the direction of Kazlan Ogla settlement. Okay. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Oh, great. We've reached a settlement. How should we approach the people here? Yeah, let Neelix do something. The women and children seem to recognize them, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. Tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Javen, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, appears around a corner. Okay. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? Demonstrate strength to keep the Kazon at bay. Sure. Display of potential force seems to impress Jabin, who explains the Okampa live underground. Their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. When suddenly Neelix grabs a phaser, he points at Jabin and demands for the Okampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Secure the retreat with phaser fire. I mean... appease and carefully withdraw. Oh, there's Kess. The away team raises their hands at gesture of peace, slowly backing away while choosing their words carefully to calm the angry Kazon. Jabin, though furious at Neelix's impulsive action, recognizes the away team's intelligent attempt to de-escalate the situation. He allows them to retreat, though his eyes burn with anger. Okay. And they gained experience. Which I still don't know what's going to be useful for. Wait, did they actually... Did they actually Photoshop them into a picture of the transporter? What is going on here? More than gratitude. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and his rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, the underground city is controlled by a caretaker. There's a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm done. um, yeah, not liking this game. I hate to say it because, again, I'm a big Star Trek fan and I want Star Trek games to be good. And this one just not doing it. It just sucks. It's boring. It's really, really boring. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, my friends, this has been Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. It is by Game Excite and published by Daedalic Entertainment. And it is a demo right now during the Steam Next Fest, so you can go pick it up yourselves and take a look at it and see if you like it. And it is to be announced as to when it will actually have any kind of release date. Couldn't find anything on there, so that's that. All right, let's go and get another demo loaded up here. So I think we'll go to, let's see. We can try, I kind of want to try Shadow of the Road. This is, I think already has, very positive or mostly positive. Yeah, mostly positive on the demo already. And this is published by Owlcat Games, which knows how to do CRPGs. So I'm kind of having a good feeling about this one. We'll see if that feeling is validated or not. So let's go Shadow of the Road. Let me get my stuff here. So we want Shadow of the Road. Yeah, let me put that in the thing down here. There we go. Save that. And we'll come over here and change our category here. There we go. Because I forgot to do that last night, and I want to make sure I did it this time around. Okay. So we got that going for us. Oh, you know what? I need that open. I need to go and update the overlay here. So we get, let's see, Shadow of the Road, and this is by Another Angle Games, published by Owlcat Games. July 15th. Oh, did this demo's been out for a while, I guess? It says July 15th there. Full game is not out though, right? Let's see if I can. Full game is to be announced. Okay. Yeah, so this demo's been out for a while. I just didn't know about it. Alright, so it's to be announced. I just need to save this then. That should change that up there. Yep, it does. Alright. Back to the other computer then. Sorry for the leaps and bloops. Alright, let's go Shadow of the Road. Let's launch this up. Let me check the audio on it before I unleash it on you guys. It doesn't look too bad. In fact, it looks kind of like it's a little too quiet. Let's see, audio. I don't know. I think there's... I think the sound effects can go down a little bit. Or actually, you know what? The UI probably. There we go. That'll probably do it. All right. There we go. Okay. Shadow of the Road. Cool. All right. Got this going. Okay, my friends. Next up on the list here, we're going to take a look at the demo for Shadow of the Road. Apparently, this demo has been out for quite some time. I didn't know about it until now, but I happened to just see it in the current Steam Next Fest. It is by Another Angle Games, and it's published by Owlcat Games. And it is, as you might imagine, being published by Owlcat Games. It's a CRPG. It's set in Japan? Question mark. It looks like. And that's about all I know about it. I do know though it's already marked as like mostly positive on Steam. So kind of interested to see what we're jumping into here. So a new game is ours. Shadow of the Road takes place at the fall of the Edo period. It is a time of great change, not just for Nippon, but for the entire world. While some of these changes occurred in reality, many others are unique to our story. While great care has been taken to research and explore these areas with sensitivity, characters, locations, events do not reflect their real-life counterparts. This is a work of fiction. As for how and why these deviations from history have occurred, that is for you to discover. Welcome to Shadow of the Road. Okay. Oh, let's go full screen there. Death holds Nippon in his grip. Civil war erupts between shogun and emperor, between divine traditions and ruthless progress. That is still a bit loud, unfortunately. Two sides locked in their pathetic ideologies wage war. Our dear shogun's divine traditions are no match for the emperor. Corrupted by foreign technology, countless samurai are slaughtered. Among them, Master Mokichigu, loyal servant of the shogun. He leaves behind his two most faithful students. Forced to flee the battle in disgrace. Oh, they have rifles? Hello. Okay. Wounded, pursued, grieving the man that raised them. They are no longer samurai. Now they are ronin. With no honor and no future. Around them, Nippon is transforming. Will it be reborn? Or will it burn? Yatsumi Ryokan, February 6, 1868. Pacific Standard Time? Okay. A few days later, Satoru and Akira arrive at a well-traveled ryokan, a half-day's march from Edo. A few surviving stragglers from the shogun's army occupy the booths around them. Weightless and grieving their fallen master, the ronin consider their next move. Of course he knew. Master Mokashigo was cunning and relentless in equal measure. What were we thinking? Sneaking into the cellar and drinking his prized sake. Satoru listens to the memory of a happier time in silence, a morose expression on his face. And just as we returned with unsteady feet and stinking of booze, who awaited us? Our master. Huh. But it was not me that revealed our misdeeds. Oh yes, it was all my fault. You see my skin, Satoru? Tell me, how could I hide the blush of sake? 2 decades later, his words still ring so clear. It is time to spar. A samurai is always prepared. Tell me, Satoru, what happened next? I do not recall. Akira raises an eyebrow. Is that so? You do not recall our Battle of the Ages? 2 students faced against their master? Akira erupts into laughter. A sight I'll never forget. The shinai trembling in your hands and the concentration on your face, desperately holding on to the contents of your stomach. That is not how I remember it. He beat us until we could no longer stand. Was it a lesson or a punishment? Satoru remembers his master's words. A wound given in training is a wound taken from the battlefield. At the word battlefield, Satoru's expression falls. He gazes into his Sakazuki. Satoru, you do not mourn him alone. Every strike of his blade, every lesson that he imparted. It is thanks to Master Mokashiku that we drink and remember. It was our duty to protect him. We failed. There was no way to save him, but you, Satoru, I could save. I do not regret that. Our lives have not been saved, Akira. We traded them for our honor. Then we shall act as unroyal. We will not rest until we bring death to those who wronged our master. Satoru's eyes lock in determination, as Komodo demands of us. Aye, the Satoru I knew has returned. My arrows and tanto shall follow you to Yomi itself. It's like the local bouncer has arrived. Wild dogs of the Shogun, fleeing from your fallen master's heels. Come out, rodent cowards. It seems we have been found. No matter, I will flee no longer. Hiding does not become a warrior. Allow me, Satoru. I will teach them to fear the bite of a wild dog. This war has taken everything from us. This war has taken everything from us. I will not see you come to harm alone. We will fight together. Akira smiles at his old friend. Then let the blood we spill honor Master Mokashiku. Show yourselves. Have you no pride left? So, my informant spoke true. Shogunate cowards, hiding from battle and drinking in shame. Speak your name, samurai. I am Kobayashi Koshi, loyal servant of our great emperor, but I do not address as samurai. I only see 2 Ronin, allied to a traitorous shogun, too cowardly to join their feeble master in death. Careful, brave samurai. I hear insults and insolence. Akira's eyes shimmer in fury. But can your blades match your words? Kechi hesitates for a moment before steeling his resolve. Submit to the strength of the Kobayashi clan, and I will grant you merciful death. Oh, he's really stuck in a deck, isn't he? You are not welcome here. Oh, these are our guys? Okay. Your emperor has been corrupted at the hands of these filthy gaijin. An ENC rifleman? Ah, it appears the Japanese savage is upset. As Kechi sizes the room, a flash of uncertainty crosses his face. This isn't right. My informant. Enough words. My blades will deliver your answer. Oh, well. We found the red shirt. Akira's expression becomes joyful. Such loud voices. Let's open their throats. Basics. Shadows of the Road is a tactical role-playing game that rewards careful planning and a strategic approach. In this tutorial, we'll learn the basics of combat, camera controls, the timeline, movement, and skills. You can adjust the camera at any time to gather information, scout enemy positions, and inform your decision-making. Use WASD to move the camera, Q and E to rotate, scroll wheel to zoom the camera in and out. Alright, where's my guys at? Timing is critical. Each battle takes place according to the order displayed on the timeline. You can see this at all times at the top of your screen. Each combatant has their own turn interval score, which determines how often their turn occurs. A lower score means they can act more frequently. Oh, lower is better. Okay. Back hit. Attacks of opportunity. An attack of opportunity occurs during movement when a combatant passes within striking distance of an enemy. It can also occur when attempting to disengage from an enemy. This can be avoided if planned movement will provoke an AOO. A red marker will be displayed. That said, sometimes such a risky maneuver is necessary to prevent an even greater disadvantage. Movement. The battlefield is represented as a square grid. Traversing this grid costs 1 movement point per tile. To move your allies, hover over a tile and press right mouse button. To rotate their position, hold right mouse button over an empty tile and drag in the desired direction. Move Satoru to the highlighted tile. To attack enemies, combatants use their skills. These can be found along the bottom of the screen. Each skill consumes action points and may have additional requirements. Be sure to read skill descriptions carefully. Some consume more AP than others, activate with delay, or have a cooldown before they can be used again. Now that Satoru's in position, he can attack. Use the Mufubuki Cut skill to attack the Kobayashi Samurai. And because it was a back hit, I got more damage out of it. Press the button below to end Satoru's turn. Delayed skills. Some skills are not executed immediately. Instead, after activation, there's a delay while the combatant prepares to unleash a powerful attack. Watch out. Satoru's in trouble. Note the red light indicating the looming danger. Move Akira to the highlighted tile. Help Satoru, Akira first needs a clear shot. Combatants can destroy cover and other environmental objects in order to clear paths and create new opportunities. Destroy the cover, blocking Akira's shot. How do I... Okay. When a combatant is preparing a delayed attack, they are vulnerable. This presents an opportunity. Akira is now free to strike his target. Doing so breaks the attack, preventing it entirely, and also awards him a bonus action point. Attack the ENC rifleman to break his action. Spend your bonus AP. Attack Kaichi. So the rifleman... Is this the rifleman here? I'm assuming that's the one they want me to attack. Spend your bonus AP, attack Kochi. Okay, so I got a bonus AP because I disrupted that guy. Alright. Weapons jammed. Powerful skills. More powerful skills often come with unique drawbacks or conditions for use. Satoru has unlocked the devastating Twin Blade skill as a particular form of cooldown, only becoming available again once 2 enemies have been killed. By paying attention to each skill's requirements, side effects, and hidden uses, you can strategize formidable sequences and outwit your enemies. Move and attack the ENC rifleman using the Twin Blade skill. Akira brings his own arsenal to the battlefield. By lining up his shot, he can fire with immense power. This is another delayed skill, but be careful. Just as the riflemen were vulnerable to breaks, so too is Akira. When using the skill, ensure he is positioned safely. Prepare well placed shot on any enemy. Does that take how much? That takes 2 AP, so I can't like move anywhere then, right? Unless, how many movement points do I have? Does it tell me? I guess all these are movement points. Complete the basic tutorial. Now ready to lead your allies to victory. Use what you've learned to mop up the rest of these enemies. Okay. Why don't I have any, oh, because I'm too close to it? Oh. That's why. I'm too close to him. There we go. Oh, I got more coming in. Shifts. Beyond damage, abilities can have widespread effects, including reshaping the timeline. Here, Kaichi delivers a staggering strike that shifts Satoru's next turn rightwards, allowing enemies to move first. Pay close attention to shift as it may leave your allies vulnerable for flurry of attacks. With his shifting attacks and covered by 2 riflemen, Kaichi is a tremendous adversary. However, note that frequent delayed attacks leave his riflemen vulnerable to breaks and bonus AP. Take advantage of this bonus AP to perform multiple actions per turn. Right. Alright. Turn interval manipulation. As you've learned, a combatant's turn interval score affects how often their turn appears on a timeline. Some skills allow this score to be manipulated directly. Satoru's Leader's Call is one such example, reducing the turn interval of his allies and himself, and therefore granting more frequent turns. It is highly effective against Kaichi's shifting attacks. Use the Leader's Call skill. Right. here and... Got him. Brothers, where are you? May the kami rejoice at your victory. Tatsuya-sama. It cannot end this way. You don't understand. We were promised. I see the teaching of Mogashito Dono in your blades, warriors. Satoru, Akira, your discipline honors him. It is good to see you, even in these troubling circumstances. The Emperor fights for new Nippon. Don't you see? He will give rise to Enough! Akira's eyes remain fixed on the wounded samurai, his expression imperceptible. Let me, Satoru. Kaishi closes his eyes. Haruna-san, Akiko, I tried. Everything I've done. I hope you know that. Remember me, as a samurai. Tatsuya studies Satoru and Akira, carefully observing in silence. Let Akira kill him. Let Akira kill him. Akira? Akira, show this man the path to Yomi. Thank you, Satoru. An honorable death, perhaps better than he deserved. I am glad you walked the path of our faith. Come with me, we must speak. Now then, Tatsuya looks the two Ronin over, a faint wisp of a smile on his lips. I take it you have had your fill of sake. Might I also assume you know who I am? Of course, Tatsuya-sama. Faithful hand of the shogun. Master Mochitsugu, he praised you often, and for him praise was not... he was many things, but... Akira, let us not speak ill of Mochichitsu-sama. Tatsuya nods. Silence is a flower. Mochichitsu Dono knew this well, and yet he voiced praise for you both. Two most loyal, most capable of his pupils. In this time of great war, his loss will be felt all the more. Emperor Mutsuhito, he must be stopped. Tatsuya sweeps his arm over the battle-ruined ryokan. Look around you. You have seen firsthand that misguided men follow his proclamations blindly. And the power of these gaijin weapons. Indeed, the machinery of war wreaks havoc in our lands. Each morning, my pigeons return with news of his depravity. Tatsuya unfurls a messenger scroll and reads from it. Hiroji, a 12-year-old servant in the Emperor's castle, found in possession of a Shinto talisman. The execution of Hiroji's parents, both cast into an enormous clay pot and boiled alive. They were... what? That is not all. Their flesh was served as a stew to Hiroji. He was forced to dine upon his parents or suffer the same fate. Tatsuya returns the scroll to his kimono. Emperor Mutsuhito is an enemy to all Nippon. Under his will, our lives, our traditions, our connection to the kami, all will be taken from us. Must ask a request of you, warriors of Mochichitsu Dono, but first, do you have questions? How did you know we were here? How did you know we were here? Knowledge is my business. Even the drunken rambles of two runaway Ronin and their past misadventures. Tatsuya gives a little smirk. Satoru looks down in embarrassment. Say nothing and let Satoru speak. Tatsu-sama, we are at your service. What is your request? Forging a clay pot big enough for the Emperor. Satoru clears his throat in irritation. Tomorrow, you will present yourselves to the Shogun at Edo. He wishes to speak with you. Shogun Tokugawa-sama? But we are Ronin. We are unworthy of the Shogun. And yet, I ask it of you anyway. Will you refuse? Of course not, Tatsu-sama. We will be there. Good. Rest now, warriors. Tomorrow you shall address Shogun Tokugawa. Together you will discuss the future of our land. Dawn rises over Edo for a fateful meeting with Shogun Tokugawa. You must travel north to the Sugiyama estate to find its young master, the son of an old friend. The road may be dangerous, but your task is imperative. You must deliver him to me safely, for the boy will change the course of the war. An opportunity to restore their disgraced honor. The task seems simple, and yet, who is this boy? Title drop. He's apparently the shadow of the road. Sugiyama Estate, February 12th, 1868. The Shogun has delivered his instructions. Travel to the Sugiyama Estate and escort its young master back to Edo. The boy will change the course of the war. The meaning behind these words remains a mystery. Satoru and Akira travel in secrecy through forest roads. On a rain-soaked evening, they arrived at their destination. But, oh. Okay. Is that going to be a problem? Change the course of the war. Shogun's. I can't keep up with this dialogue going that fast. And besides, Akira, I do not know the answers to these questions. I know before Shogun, just as you did. I heard as you heard. Now I walk as you walk. Oh wow. Okay, it's so that beeping is my computer taking extra power. It's going back and forth here a little bit. So let us walk in silence. Akira begins to speak again, but then thinks better of it. What is this? An abandoned cart? The wares have been left unattended. Satoru, look. Is that, I can't keep up with this dialogue this fast. Reminds me of Chokan dancing with them in the rain. Akira chows happily. Ooh, I hope they, let you actually read stuff in the full game. Exploring Nippon. In free exploration, you will traverse a mystical world filled with secrets and adventures waiting to be discovered. As you journey, you may discover collectible items, interactable objects, and characters with their own stories to tell. Pay attention to what you discover to learn deeper insights about Nippon, its customs and history, and the lives of its inhabitants. Look on the ground with the right mouse button to move your allies. Journal. The journal is essential for tracking progress, gathering information, reviewing your knowledge. It automatically records entries as you collect items, interact with others, and discover details about the world. Entries are organized into categories for easy reference. Ensure you review these entries periodically. Press J. Kaichi. Okay, enemies. Notes, here we go. Increased telegram. Edu, 5:32 p.m., January 7th, 1868. Recipient Mitsuyuki of Ozo Island. Your excuses are shameful, failing your duties. Your child is hungry. Return with prosperity or not at all. Yukiro. Kamado, literally the way of the kami. Kamado has emerged as an organized code describing the virtues, morals, and practices a true samurai should follow. Warriors who follow these practices are treated with respect and often deference as glorious vessels for the will of the kami. While precise rules differ between practitioners and clans, several universal maxims exist. Loyalty and submission. The samurai is merely an extension of their blade. They have no will of their own, only those of the kami, conveyed through their master. Body and mind. A samurai serves with body and mind. They are ever ready for battle and for death in the name of their master and the kami. Equilibrium and sincerity. The samurai speaks only in necessity. Their words are composed of truth alone. A samurai's mind is free of emotion. Humility and reward. A samurai remains on good terms with their companions. To a samurai, the fulfillment of their servitude is reward enough. Forsaking the code. Those samurai who break the code or fail to protect their master shall be termed as ronin and stripped of all honor. Their life shall be forfeit by way of seppuku or under the express will of their master's master. A living ronin is more cowardly than a dog and shall be treated as such. Okay. Okay. Also, skills, perks, objectives. Okay. I'll look around a little bit. I don't know if I like being zoomed in so close here. I don't know if they've done that because they don't want to make a big map. Or if there's some other... What the hell are these things? Pale blue robes, trimmed hair. But these are not the calloused hands of a warrior. A merchant, if I had to guess. Satoru looks out, the gentle lapping of water on the shore. He chose this place. He left our world on his own terms. But why so suddenly? Satoru looks at the crowd of dancing Ami Furikozo quizzically. Akira addresses the yokai, a ridiculous smile on his face. Did you see what happened? Of course you didn't. You can't see anything through your big old hats, can you? No, you can't. What? They don't mind. Do you, little fellas? We should inform someone at the residence of the body here. The corpse? Akira shrugs. As you wish. We could also take a look at the cart. Now that we know its owner is, you know. Come on, little ones, let us through. I don't see anything in this cart. Oh wait, I got a little icon real fast here. What was that? Okay, hold down Alt. Let's see stuff that's interactable. Oh wait, here we go. What is that? Toki extract. I can't. Can I? Let's spin this around a little bit. Come on, dude. Walk out of the way so I can see what I'm looking at. Items. On your journey, your party will collect many items, each serving different purposes and imbued with various properties. Often these items can be used. Some are boons in combat, others hinder your enemies. On the other hand, some items seem to serve no immediate use. Hold on to them nonetheless, as they may hold value later. Inventory. Greater Toki Extract. A more potent form of Toki root extract. Instantly restores 3 hit points. Okay. Oh, inventory and equipment. See all the items currently held by your party. Some items can be placed in the belt of an ally, allowing them to be quickly accessed and used. You cannot equip these items during combat, so ensure you're always prepared for danger. Drag the Toki extract to a belt slot. Okay. I see. An old pier, probably constructed for local fishers and routine merchant shipments. It appears to have been neglected for some time. Stems of withered flowers are tied to the post, a melancholic reminder of a long-lost love. Reishi powder? What is that? Reishi mushrooms crushed into fine powder with prolonged curative effects. Restores 2 hit points each turn for 3 turns. Okay. Pile of chopped wood exposed to the rain and surrounded by footsteps in the mud. On the fence, a thick cloth cover. Somebody was working hard but left in a hurry. Judging by the axe marks, they're not a skilled craftsperson. Some more Toki extracts. Worn Hakimaki. More reishi powder. Simple hakimaki or headbands stained from frequent use, most likely belong to a laborer to absorb the sweat from their brow. Give you that. Give you that. Okay. So we'll go to the house here. What was that? Mizuhiki? Mizuhiki is an art form created by pulling rice paper cords into elegant designs. In this case, silver and red cords have been beautifully tied into a crane. It's a little muddy, but the colors symbolize peace and ward off evil. Who goes there? Approach slowly, strangers. I am Omura Satoru. And my name is Takagi Akira. We'd gladly find ourselves in your care, fellow warriors of the Shogun. Sentry studies Akira with a mixture of curiosity and disgust. As white as a Uriah. It is them, Akito. But we are not fellow warriors, Ronin. Satoru stiffens. Of course, he speaks true, Akira. We did not mean to offend. Akito grunts. You may proceed. Master Kinjiro awaits your arrival. But we are keeping our eyes on you. Watch your steps, Ronin. Remain silent. Akira whispered to the guard. Insult my friend again, and this Uriah will visit your family in their sleep. The sentry flinches, his eyes wide in fear. An old, unkempt man in decrepit clothes watches the rain fall onto the courtyard. This must be Sugiyama Kenjiro. Upon seeing the two Ronin, he calls out. You too. Finally. Making an old man wait in the rain. Every day I am reminded that manners have forsaken our world. Our apologies, Kenjiro-sama. We traveled with great speed to reach you. Huh? You're here for the boy? Yes, Kenjiro-sama. By the order of Shogun Tokugawa, we are here to escort your son to Edo. The old man's nostrils flare in anger. That little snot is no son of mine. I have given him shelter, clothes, food. The ungrateful brat has been exploiting my kindness for far too long. Take him. A woman appears from the doorway, young enough to be Kenjiro's daughter. My dear, let's not share such bitter words with our guests. Kenjiro's face reddens. You presume to instruct my manner? Forgive me, my love. I have only come to... How dare you interrupt me? All I am doing for my own goodness is to correct your mistake. Now, do as you are told and stay in the house. Kenjiro-sama, my son is not a mistake. And still you speak. A wife obeys her husband. Return to the house. I only want to say goodbye. Now. Kenjiro lets out a long sigh. It is as I said. Manners have forsaken our world. Perhaps if my wife had valued her purity to begin with, we would have avoided this mess. Remain diplomatic. As you say, Kenjiro-sama. I've wasted enough time with all this. You'll likely find the boy by the koi pond. Take him and be on your way. What a charming man. Shall we stay for dinner? I do not like him either, Akira. But our priority is the boy. We must remain obedient. Akira adopts a stern expression in mimicry. As you say, Satoru-sama. Satoru glares at Akira. Akira bursts into laughter. Yes, I know what you're going to say. Our priority is the boy. Come, Akira, we must go. Skill points. As your allies grow in power, they gain skill points. These skill points are awarded after story milestones, side quests, and other activities. You currently have skill points to spend. Open a skill tree by pressing X or the button below. The development of each ally is visualized along their skill tree. You may allocate skill points into the tree to obtain new skills or upgrade existing ones. By unlocking a skill, an ally learns a new technique for battle. This new skill can be equipped by dragging it to the skill belt. An upgrade manifests an existing skill. Sometimes it becomes more potent, other times it bestows a new effect but comes at it a greater cost. Upgrades are always available to use so long as the core skill is equipped. Okay. Leader's Call. Biting wind. Satoru dashes to an enemy, delivering a fierce strike as he passes before arriving behind them. Deals 7 to 8 damage. That sounds rather good. That sounds rather good. Notice how every skill has a perk points attached to it. This is yet another kind of progression in Shadow of the Road. More on that later. Okay. Every hero from team gains 1 perk point. Okay. And equip that. Alright. Cool. Do I have any other skill points? I guess I don't have any other skill points for him. How about for you? Shinobi's Blade. Akira plunges his waka... How do you pronounce that? Waka... Oh... I've heard this word before, and I don't know how to say it now. Wakashi? Wakaji? Wakajashi? Yeah, whatever. His Waka Waka. Into the enemy with cold precision, dealing 2 to 3 damage. Okay. Quick draw arrow focus form. Akira takes a moment to focus his aim. After a short delay, he fires a sun arrow, dealing 6 to 8 damage to enemy and shifting their turn right by 2. Oh. Well, having a blade would be nice since he can't do anything up close right now. So let's do that. There we go. I see, though, that it's... So you've got cold-blooded on the left-hand side, and you've got warm-hearted on the right-hand side. So I'm guessing that's all going to come into play. And you've got samurai, and you've got ronin. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Being watched. Okay, so they got guys down here. There's nothing for you here. Move along. There's an Akiba dog there. Oh, I guess we do have to report the merchant's death to someone at the estate. I don't know who we would report it to, because that other guy really didn't want to talk too much. How about you? You're standing alone. The sentry stands alone at his post. He stiffens as you approach. Move along. Here we go. The body of a merchant lies down by the lake. We respectfully ask for his cremation, that his spirit may pass on. A body by the lake. Sentry eyes the two Ronin warily. What happened? Are you responsible? No. We found him a short way from his cart. He took his own life. The sentry lets out a sigh. That poor fool. The merchant traveled here to peddle his wares, but Master Kenjiro found some Gaijin contraption among the goods. East Nippon Company technology. He accused the merchant of being a spy. As punishment, he seized half of the merchandise and sent the man on his way. But with the margins of these traders, it was probably enough to bankrupt him. Anyway, we've been instructed not to converse with you. The sentry draws near and speaks quietly. But thank you for letting me know. I will see to the body personally and ensure it is cared for. Returns to his position and gives a small nod. As you are. Okay. Can't speak to any of them, huh? Guessing this is the kid here. In the robes? Or, well, not robes, but the armor? Oh, he's got a bodyguard. Okay. Ishida. A towering giant stands ready as Satoru and Akira arrive. Halt! Do not worry, Ishida. These must be the warriors my father spoke of. Satoru nods. The boy looks down. He's putting on a brave face, but clearly he is very anxious. We, met your father, an interesting man. Oh, yes. He taught us all about manners. Did he mention that they've forsaken our world? As a matter of fact, a little smile appears on the boy's face. Is he the reason why you're sitting here in the rain? I come here sometimes to spend time alone, or with my mother. Oh, and with Ishida, of course. You will not escape me that easily. Bochin? Bochin? Bokin? Bocce ball? I don't know. The boy grins at the behemoth man. Then his face falls once more. I just thought I'd have more time. Oh, my manners. Forgive me. My name is Toshiro, and this is Hirazumi Ishida, my guardian and my friend. Ishida grunts in affirmation. I am Omura Satoru, and this is Takagi Akira. He is also my friend, although he is smaller than yours. Hey, was that a joke? From Stone-Face Satoru? I must be dreaming. Satoru's face remains expressionless. You can depend on us, both of you. But forgive our haste. We must move swiftly. We will leave right away. Satoru nods. I understand. May I ask, do you know why the Shogun wishes to speak with me? We do not know, young master. As faithful servants of our Shogun, we live only to carry out his will. I see. Toshiro glances at Akira, then quickly looks away. Akira senses the boy's curiosity and flashes a smile. It's all right. You can ask. Toshiro flushes red with embarrassment. I'm sorry, Akira-san. I haven't met anyone like you before. Ishida, too, cannot hide his interest. Skin and hair as white as snow, eyes like the Rorakarakusa. Some say I was born under a pale moon. Others, Akira leans in dramatically, that I was cursed by a Tsukikimono Suchi. Oh, this is going to be difficult to get through all these words. Akira, do not frighten the young master with her nonsense stories. There is no curse. He was born like this. It's amazing. I'll bet throughout Nippon there is no one quite like you. On that, we are agreed. Bakken, I know my appearance may be a little strange, but you can trust Satoru and I to deliver. Watch out. Ninja. Stay behind us, Toshiro-san. Who? Why? Toshiro looks around in panic. Where's mother? Father? We must make our way to the gates. I am with you. Who's saying this? Is it this guy? I am with you, warriors. Balkan, be brave. We will protect you. Hirazume Shida. No force will topple a golem of mirth and awe, impenetrable. Okay. Shifting right. As you've learned, the shift effect modifies when a target takes their next turn. The Shida is a behemoth on the battlefield. It can use his towering size to great effect. His ram skill charges at an enemy and shifts them to rightwards on the timeline. Use the ram skill on an enemy. Okay. Got a couple guys over there. Okay. I guess we... Focus. You've learned that delayed skill is vulnerable to break and its bonuses, but there are ways to mitigate this. Some powerful skills resist breaks through focus. Focus shields the delayed skill, making it uninterruptible until a set amount of damage has been inflicted. You can see the focus score displayed visually above the attacker. When focus has been depleted, the break occurs as usual. Okay. Okay. Who am I controlling now? Okay. I need you to... over here, I guess? Alright. Reinforcements. The enemy have called reinforcements. These reinforcements can arrive following a variety of conditions, such as after a set amount of time has elapsed or a certain number of enemies have been defeated. Prepare for the arrival of reinforcements and plan your actions accordingly by paying close attention to the timeline. Okay. I thought that guy was down, but I guess not. Alright, nothing else there. Well, don't walk over that way. Very good. A lot more reinforcements coming in, which is not great. Okay. All right. That guy just disappear? Got him. And twin blades. Actually, you know what? Let's just strike this guy. Alright, twin blades on this guy. Just move over there. Right now. That goes down. All right. You're down. Okay, you're done there. Target is obscured. Okay. He's down. That guy's down. There we go. Healing shrines. Discovered a small shrine, one of many scattered throughout Nippon. After a long battle, you can approach the shrine to give a short prayer. Your entire party will receive a burst of healing. However, remember that each shrine can only be used once in this way. Approach the shrine and interact with it. Alright. Escort Shiro out of the estate. Oh, everything is on fire. That's not good. I can't go this way. There's something up there, handwritten leaflets. The guards, are they all dead? Maybe we can help. Hogan, wait. What? Do not dare touch my son. Toshio, my darling, are you hurt? Mother, how? Suke-sama. I know you have questions. Now is not the time. I trust those blades are no mere decorations. We need to leave. Satoru nods. To the gates, quickly. Alright. Suke has joined the team. Lies that tangle truth and webs of cold beauty, but love cannot be bound. Okay. I figure they're probably going to throw more stuff at me. But I get the idea. I get the idea of what's going on here. So I'm going to kind of stop here, my friends. But yeah, okay, that was a lot of fun. I'm enjoying that a lot. As you guys know, I have a soft spot for RPGs and stuff, and RPGs in general. But this one definitely looks good. It looks high quality. I like the story. I like what's going on. There's a lot of mechanics, so it definitely looks like it's going to be kind of a fairly complicated thing under the covers, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So yeah, okay, cool. I think the one thing that sort of I this is something that just is a it's either a factor or not a factor in a turn-based RPG, and that is how long the battles take to get through. And I feel like some of the battles were maybe dragging a little too long. Because, and maybe that's just a function of maybe they should adjust the amount of hit points or the amount of damage you do or something, one thing or the other, because that could be the one thing that can really make or break a game like this is if your battles drag out, particularly when the enemy is taking their turns. It can really not only ruin the mood but like make it difficult to kind of stay focused and actually get through parts of the game. So hopefully that's something they'll tweak a bit as they go. But yeah, this has been good. So this has been Shadow of the Road, my friends. It is by Another Angle Games and published by Owlcat Games. And it is this is actually an older demo, but it's still part of the Steam Next Fest going on right now. So you can go download it yourselves and take a look at it. And it is to be announced as far as when it will be available for your perusal. So there you go, my friends. Man, I wanted to get one more in. I was hoping to like look at Road to Vostok, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be more than just like a half an hour, 20 minutes kind of thing. And I definitely want to give it proper time as well as I want to give. I think I was going to do Road to Vostok next, and then I was also going to do Avernum 4, which doesn't make sense right now because this is another CRPG, so I don't want to do two CRPGs at once right now. But I will be doing that at some point this week, probably tomorrow maybe. But Valorborn, I'm sorry, Road to Vostok is one, and then I need to take a look at this Freelancer Rogues, guys, because I have based on the discussions and stuff, it seems like it's maybe not up to snuff. So I want to take a look at that before we dig into it. And Frontier Paladin, we got Retro Racing, Dungeons and Kingdoms of Ash and Steel. This one, I believe, is another CRPG. This is an action RPG. So, okay. Ash and Steel. So this one might be, that one might be interesting. Take a look at. I still think you should use a game engine to make a game and sell it. Yeah, I'm not. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have any particular. I'm not rushing to do anything, honestly, with it. Make a killer game. I like to think that I could make a killer engine more than a killer game, right? Because there's just so much. There's so much that you wouldn't violate your work with it. No, I wouldn't violate my work with it, but it's there's just so many other things that go into a game, like music and art and stuff like that, that I just kind of, I'm hesitant to get that far along. Right now, I just want to, I'm more attuned to just doing what it is that I'm halfway decent at, which is writing code. You know what I mean? So that's why I use Unreal. So much free to just use. Sure, there's a lot of free stuff to use, but you gotta be mindful too that everybody knows about those art packs and stuff. So you kind of have to balance it a little bit. You know, you could code it all in C++. Yeah, and there's some art. There's some models and stuff that I can buy and whatnot. and other things, and music that people put out as well. So it's not, I'm not entirely blowing off the idea. It's just, you know, I'm more interested in coding is just what I do. You know what I mean? It's like that's the thing that I'm the most attuned to, and these other engines they're nice. They're nice for getting something done, but they're not really teaching me anything that they're not they don't have, like, they have all the fundamentals already done, right? And I want to learn the fundamentals so that I have a better idea of what's going on and what goes into it. You know what I mean? It's like, sure, I can build a car, you know, on an existing chassis, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of try it from scratch and just see how how bad it is, how difficult it is, you know. A lot of it is how most use it and don't change it, and people see the same bugs from them with poor code. Sure, yeah. I know it. I know there's still. I'm not saying there isn't skill still involved with that stuff. There definitely is. It's just, you know, I don't know. I always feel like I'm beholden to someone else's design, you know, when I do that stuff, and I'd rather just see if I'd rather see what I can do. Like, I don't know what I don't know yet, and that's the real issue. Is once I get to a point where, like, it's clear that I can't, like, if it becomes clear that I can't hack it, you know, like there's too much math or something like that, then yeah, then I now know something that I don't know right now, and you know, that's cool, right? Like, but right now it's kind of like, who knows? Maybe everything's derived. Maybe it's just algebra because I can do algebra. You know, we'll see. You know what I mean? But I just kind of want to see what I want. It's more of a challenge for me to kind of see what I can do. See if an old dog can learn a new trick. You know what I mean? So. Do the visual side, do the code side. That's my killer game. Doing HUD more now, even inventory stuff. Yeah, no, I just, like I said, I just want to, it's only a learning thing for me right now. I'm not necessarily, I mean, eventually I might have something, who knows, or I might not, but I want to learn it. And it's not, it's a challenge, I guess, is what it comes down to, you know. You press you to recode it, make it better, and pass it back. Yeah, but you know, it's the same deal. It's the same deal. I want to try it myself, you know. I want to see what I can do, if anything. I mean, I know it's going to take years to do it, but I've accepted the challenge, and I want to see how far I can get before I throw my hands up and say I can't do it. And who knows? I might get somewhere with it. Yeah. I might have a Minecraft clone on my hands. I've been going at it, I think, 2 years. I could have a good setup, just working weekends on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to how much, like, you could do it on weekends. It comes down to how well you can focus, you know, on it. And that's the whole big thing. I you know, if I had an idea for what I really wanted to make, um, you know, I could probably, maybe I would focus a little bit better. But right now, it's just kind of playing around with a toy, you know? I want to make a solid game, though, before I release anything. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. So we're going to get a lot more done, so I learn time. And I'm getting it. Nice. That's how you do it, right? Just keep on. I mean, that's what I tell the junior devs, right? Is like, it's like learning a musical instrument, right? You just got to keep pounding away at it, annoying everybody around you with your screeching noises, until finally the noises start to be something melodic and decent, you know. Well, I like the one teaching me, we test it all as we go, multiplayer and all, every part of it. Yep. I mean, that's the way to do it. It'd be fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it. You peel off like small things, and then I mean, that's the whole trick of coding, right? Which is, you know, at the end of the day, you're a problem solver, and you have this giant problem, which is you want to make a game. So you end up just breaking it up into smaller problems and handling each smaller problem as you go, you know? I mean, that's how it goes. He sets up where it's not complete to show mistakes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, it's good to have someone that you can bounce off of too, and you know, have a like mentor a little bit and stuff, you know. That's always a good thing. Yep. Yep. Make different parts on their own and import them in. Yep. Yep. All right. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good for tonight then, my friends. Found a way to make a smart AI NPC that learns to get better with all within UE5. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of thing, like, you know, you can search around for plugins and stuff, or you can try and figure out how best to do it on your own. Because a lot of those plugins are like, a lot of the really good plugins are expensive. So sometimes you just kind of have to go out and try stuff, you know. You don't get why more don't use it. It's a knowledge thing, right? It's sitting down and taking the time to learn the tools at your disposal, and learn what you have at your disposal, you know. I know when I get it pre-made, I get what to look at. Yep. And you got to remember too, a lot of people who are using these engines and stuff likely aren't all that interested in the coding, right? They're just interested in designing and putting things together, and maybe art and music and all that stuff. And so a lot of times they'll just go for whatever just, you know, whatever just kind of works, you know. Even if it's not the greatest thing in the world, if it just works, even if it's ugly, they'll tend to go for it, right? Whereas someone who maybe enjoys both aspects, both the designing and the coding, would probably look at it and go, okay, I want to make this as good as I can make it, you know. I have an exacting thing you want to do, you know? The bugs in the game are the same ones listed on the things they buy, not even coding it themselves. Well, yeah, exactly, because the coding isn't interesting to them, so they just put up with whatever is there, right? Because they may not even have the skills to fix what's there, you know? I want where I get something and then just use the art and redo the code. Yeah, exactly. And see, that's touching on some of the stuff that some of the reasons why I have gone off on my own too, is to learn how to do it, because I'm not inheriting somebody else's bugs either, you know. I'm making my own bugs, but at least they're my bugs, and I'm not stumped as to what's going on. You know? They made mods, so I just lol it. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I still have to. Speaking of modded engines, I still have to watch the video from CitizenCon. See if Star Citizen's ever going to be a thing or not. I think they pushed Squadron 42 back again, because of course they did. But I didn't see anything else that came out of that. That's going to be like either that thing, when that is going to blow us all away, or it's just going to be an absolute flop of colossal proportions. I don't know. You use so many Unreal pre-made parts, but I'm making them all from nothing. It's probably better to make them all from nothing, because then you know what's going on. Wow, how stupid. Watched a long-time player showing it off. Oh yeah? Yeah, I haven't watched they streamed the main event on YouTube a couple days ago, and I have it in my watch later queue along with everything else. So I'm interested to see what they're doing. But anyway, friends, I'm just babbling right now. He was so mad in just 20 minutes, it was funny. He named off so many things they claim they fixed, and he showed, nope, it's worse than before. I mean, that's, yeah, that sounds about right. I wish that would be a glaring example to everyone of what happens when scope creep is at its worst. You know what I mean? Just posting shots of their lives. Yeah. Because it's like, here's what happens when you have a ton of money and no sense of good enough, right? You know, like could they have released something? Maybe it wasn't the most beautiful crafted thing in the world, and then iterated upon it and got to a point, you know? Like, you look at, I mean, not to harp on No Man's Sky all the time, but you look at No Man's Sky and where it started, and it was in a bad place, certainly, but like, it's in a really good place now. It's still got a lot of cruft that it's carrying along from its early days. But, you know, like, at some point you gotta say, let's just Draw the line here. That's why I'll spend 6 months making just main base game function before I ever get into visual stuff. Yeah, well, you know where to look and why to find issues. We ragged it for 5 years. When it came out, I couldn't fix the shit, but I had a bug yet. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it was a mess for a while. They definitely needed more time to cook on that one. They definitely released too early. But you quit and yelled at people about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they did manage to stick with it and turn it around to something decent at least. It still does have. It's still disappointing with the combat in general, and some of the AI is still wonky. Like if the Sentinels are attacking me on the planet, I could just walk inside of a building and then they suddenly get confused. And they'll come inside the building one by one and I could just shoot them and they won't shoot back, you know. Stuff like that, long running problems. But, you know. You want to see what Light No Fire is all about? Yeah, I am interested to see what that's going to do. I have no idea. I imagine they may or may not drop a demo for it some point, although it's going to be a while off. It's a mess. They'll have issues, but they wait and put out once it's good. Not great, but good. Yeah, right. Exactly. And at least now, presumably they're using the same engine that they're using for No Man's Sky, so hopefully they'll be able to they'll at least have the fundamentals done and they can kind of massage what's there into something good. They still have some challenges, but, you know, particularly with the procedural generation, like they're going to need to maybe spruce that up a little bit so it's not quite so either too dramatic or not dramatic enough. They won't demo it, but beta test or something. Yeah, they might just beta. Yeah, you're right. They might just beta test it rather than demo it, because I don't think that. Yeah. Yeah, because demo can be. It can be a real mixed bag, because people can jump into a demo and be really, really turned off by it, and then you'll never get them back again. Maybe they can control who gets it. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, it's getting late, my friends. So I'm gonna stop right there, I think, for tonight. We got a lot of demos to go through. I got a lot of demos to take a look at off camera to see if they are decent enough to even bother with. And I still got a whole bunch of demos to look through on Steam. So we'll see how it goes here. Should have been in bed an hour ago myself. Yeah. So yeah, that is it for me for tonight. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or subscribe that you can spare and maybe toss my way, that would be really awesome and swell and tremendous and great, and I appreciate it greatly, and helps out tremendously. So thank you so much for that. I can't wait to test your game one day either, honestly. I want to test it, see what it's like. Otherwise, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you bye.
Same old story. Boy finds girl, boy loses girl, girl finds boy. Boy forgets girl, boy remembers girl. And girl dies in a tragic blimp accident over the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day.
Good year.
No, the worst.